A U.S. appeals court has ruled that most tariffs issued by U.S. President Trump are illegal, setting up a potential legal showdown. The ruling affects Trump's reciprocal tariffs imposed on most countries around the world, as well as other tariffs slapped on India, China, Mexico and Canada as well. In a 7-4 decision, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit rejected Trump's argument that the tariffs were permitted under an Emergency Economic Powers Act, calling them invalid as contrary to law. Now, Trump had justified the tariffs under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which gives the president the power to act against unusual and extraordinary threats. Now, Trump has declared a national emergency on trade, arguing that a trade imbalance is harmful to U.S. national security. Now, my colleague Priyanka Diu joins us with more details. Priyanka, now, as far as the appeals court is concerned, Trump has called this decision biased. Take us through the latest.
Now, we all know Donald Trump's strategy on tariffs has not been subtle, anything but subtle, right? It's bold. He's not apologized for them. It's unapologetic. It's rooted in one core belief, basically, that America should never be on the losing end of any deal, especially with countries that benefit from U.S. markets while striking bargains elsewhere. Now, to Donald Trump, this includes India, but in reality, India is also one of America's most strategic partners, economically as well as geopolitically. So it's a fellow democracy, it's a rising power, but also it's a country that in Trump's view has been getting too good of a deal, particularly when it comes to cheap Russian oil. Now, since the start of the war in Ukraine, India has dramatically increased its oil imports from Russia, capitalizing on steep discounts as Western buyers pulled out. And this was very smart economics by PM Modi because India saved billions of dollars in energy costs, shielded itself from inflation, and even began refining Russian oil and exporting it, sometimes to US allies. So in short, India got a great deal. It played the game better than most countries did. But from Trump's perspective here, that deal came at America's expense. So he sees a double hit here, especially with India, that first, India boosts its own economy with cheap Russian oil. And second, Indian goods flow freely into American markets, tariff-free or low tariff, while India maintains very high, extremely high barriers on US exports to India. So Trump's response here, that's why we're seeing really high percentages and penalties for tariffs. We're seeing a lot of pressure and we're seeing Trump try to get leverage. So he doesn't oppose India here. He respects Modi, but he doesn't believe that friendship here exempts accountability, which is why he's saying that we need equal bargaining. It cannot be unfair, right? So if India wants access to the US economy and strategic tech, it should align with US interests and not play both sides. Now let's come to this judgment, right? The courts are striking down his tariffs. And this is, as you said, Aarti, under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, saying that they exceed executive authority or presidential authority. But still, Trump is winning politically because the courts have not mandated the tariffs to stop. So he's going to continue putting pressure. And his narrative is very simple, that if you're buying cheap oil from Russia and selling your goods in our markets for very low tariff costs, we will tax your products until the rules are